Is Vermintide 2 a worthy successor? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Media Glitch. I'm your host for this segment, Miranda. With me on the couch I've got...
Dylan.
Hey Dylan, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
We have got such an awesome game to review. Before I get into that, I do want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, even though you haven't watched it yet, and that you're subscribed to our channel, and that you're following me on Twitch, which is going to be actually applicable in this particular review, as we talk about something I've been so excited for, Vermintide 2.
Yes.
So, I don't know if anybody out there, if you haven't played Vermintide 1, you might be familiar with the Left 4 Dead series, which I'm actually not familiar with, but This is like that plus better.
Yeah, plus better, for sure.
Vermintide 2, Vermintide 1 in general, takes place in the Warhammer fantasy, like end times universe, an IP. You fight hordes and hordes and hordes of Skaven. That's all Vermintide 1 ever was.
Right.
Well, in Vermintide 2, they've added, in addition to Skaven, you fight Chaos. So now we have two hordes of things that we fight all the time.
It's awful, just so much madness happening all the time.
One of the brilliant things about Vermintide 1 also was these 5 main characters that you kind of follow, and you kind of get a little bit attached to. You know their name, Marcus Brisbane and Saltspire and Carillion and all of them. Well, they all come back
and Kruber and Barton.
And Kruber and Barton, all of that good stuff. So, is this more of the same? Well, no, they've actually added a lot of cool stuff. So, let's take a look at some of the new stuff they've added. What's new in Vermintide 2? Well, one of the main things you're gonna see when you get into your class, when you get into your character picks, is that they're now subclasses. So, Barton, for example, has a Slayer mode, and I can't remember what the middle one was, but I was running Carillion. She's got 3, everybody has 3 subclasses. So you could be, the Waystalker, or Handmaiden, or whatever.
Or the Zealot.
The Zealot for Saltspire, Pyromancer, or the Unchained for the, what the hell's her name?
Sienna.
Sienna, like fire.
The Bright Wizard.
Yes, exactly. The other thing they've added, they've updated the equipment screen, made it a lot more accessible as far as understanding what's going on, and they've added a talent tree. So for each, not only character, but subclass of character, they all have unique talents that you can develop to kind of customize your character a little bit better. Right,
which makes everybody feel so much more unique. I love the way each character kind of pulls together, and when you make those choices, you really see those come out in the gameplay, which is awesome.
Very true. The crafting we kind of brushed by there. It's a little more approachable as well. You can just liquidate or salvage.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot more streamlined for those of you that played Vermintide 1. You may have been a little bit frustrated by the crafting system, but in this one, they really broke down the materials and made it clear and concise as to what you're doing whenever you're handling that crafting system.
Exactly. So, so that was a very cool element of it. The crafting system I didn't get into too much, but you can create items, you can upgrade items, and the different levels of stuff that you're basically smelting down come into these different powders that I think are correlated to the type of gear, right? So white gear, green gear.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
different
best
rarities. Red gear.
Red gear,
yeah.
Okay.
I've not seen it yet.
You've not at all?
No.
Oh.
Super rare.
I think I actually had a really low level one. It was kind of random. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, I don't know. The loot system was really cool. I really liked the talents because, again, it just gives you a lot of that. The loot system has been updated. So instead of rolling dice into a dice box after you've completed a mission, you can see here, my character leveled. As you progress through a given level, depending on how well you do and how many tomes and grimoires, you're gonna remember that's still back, it upgrades your chest. And so the items, or the loot box you essentially get at the end of each mission, which you get one for every mission, and so it doesn't leave you just burned from nothing, upgrades as you do better. Now, here's kind of what it looks like getting into the chest. We've got 2 here, Merchant Strong Box, which came from the mission. You get 3 items out of it. You can see the little aura around each of them that give you an idea of the quality level. This box, the commendation, I think is what you get for leveling up.
Yeah, every time you level up, you get one of these.
Yeah, and so there's like 3 blue items in there.
And this is so much better than Vermintide 1 too, because after every match in Vermintide 1, you'd always get 1 item, and that would be maybe or maybe not for the character you were playing, and it just felt so frustrating. In this one, it's a lot more tailored to the character you're playing, so you're gonna have a much better time with the loot you're receiving. So.
That's right. One of the issues, like you mentioned, from Vermintide 1 is you could just get gear for anybody.
Right.
And if you didn't really care to level them all.
My favorite character is Carillion. Let's see what I got today. And you get Salt Spires, yeah.
Yeah, or Sienna's Staff, or Barden's Axe, or something.
And you're like, what? But this is so much better in Vermintide 2. Everything you get is going to be just for you.
You mentioned, as far as, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the leveling system on it, if your characters are higher level, does that mean when you start a new character, you're going to get higher level gear for completing
so
stuff?
what's really cool is every single time you open up one of those loot boxes, you're going to get a piece of gear out of there. And the highest level gear that you get is consistent across all characters, which is kind of hard to explain. But for example, if you open up a box and you get a gear that's level 100, then when you play Barden for the first time, you're going to start out with that level 100 gear. So, you know. So
you're not grinding. You don't feel as weak.
Right, and it kind of like enables you to try everybody out and doesn't punish you for not sticking with your main character, which I really enjoy, you know, being able to branch out a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. It's hard for me to branch out, but I know you were Salt Spire for Vermintide 1.
Yep, and then I tried them a little bit for this, but then I really just wanted to try new characters, so I've been trying out Sienna, and she's amazing.
She's insane.
Everything's on fire all the time. Including my friends. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So there's 4 difficulty levels now, to point out. So you have Recruit mode, which was the easy mode, then you go into Veteran, then you go into Champion, and then they have a new one. Legendary, which apparently is impossible.
Impossible! Oh my goodness, I thought I was prepared because I hit max level. I've been playing this game like crazy.
What's max level in the game?
30.
30, as opposed to whatever it was in Vermintide 1.
There wasn't.
So over 100, like, it went beyond.
And I was like, cool, I'm so prepared, hopped into Legend, I'm a good player, I'm good at this game. Nope, I walked like 3 inches into the map and died. And walked like 5 inches into the map and died. And it's really hard. So I appreciate Fat Shark making the game so difficult, because it definitely makes it, you know, a lot of fun to play, but those earlier difficulties are very forgiving as well once you figure out how to play.
This is true. I mean, it's just sort of a chaotic game in general. You've got to like that style. That said, over Vermintide 1, I will say that the gameplay has improved, in addition to a little bit easier to navigate UI. Everything feels more intuitive to play, even as you get lost in these levels. This is one of my favorite scenes. You literally go into a place to blow up a mansion.
Yeah, they've really like escalated the story in this. Like some of the things that happen in the maps, it's like, yes, this is so awesome.
Oh gosh, it's bananas all the time. So you're still picking up tomes and grimoires, but you know, it's a little easier to track who has what.
And you still kind of feel like an angry librarian running around collecting on overdue books.
It's true. They've expanded the levels a lot. They're a lot bigger. They feel more vast. You might remember rat ogres from level 1, or from Vermintide 1, but they've also added chaos beings. Spawns. Yeah, they're creepy and disgusting looking.
Out of this giant dude, he's called like a siege breaker, and he's covered in armor, but he's got a tiny rat hanging on his back that is his weak spot.
And he's the one who shoots fire, right?
Yeah, he's got 2 flamethrowers for fists.
No, it's just bananas. And so you can see here all the chaos of 4 players, you know, trying to take out this rat ogre. And then more hordes of zombies. That's chaos that you're seeing there, not the rats. But here you can get an idea of the graphics. This is my graphics setting on high. There's actually a level above that on the graphics. So they've really, really created beautiful environments to explore.
Oh yeah, and like one thing that's really cool is all the levels are like really distinct.
This is true.
The environments feel different. The levels feel different.
They feel very live.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're picking up, for example, explosive barrels. You're shooting it and taking out guys. You're constantly watching your back. I mean, anytime if you stare in one direction too long, you are going to start getting attacked by something from behind. It's very, very live all the time, and so you're paying a lot of attention. Yeah.
Not a dull moment from the moment you're in to the moment you're out. It's like white knuckle gameplay the whole time.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It feels like how I would imagine being in some sort of fantasy war zone would be, because you're seeing chaos all over the place. You know, there's bad guys, your team's around you, you're always supporting each other, you've got to sort of stay somewhat close to each other, even though the environments also also encourage exploring. It's also really dangerous because you still have gutter runners, you still have the ones that trap you. What's that one called? The
Pack Masters.
The Pack Masters. They've also included
the worst
new
one
ones
ever. The Blight Stormer.
And leeches. Both of those are really bad. So they have these sorcerers now that have been added to the game that will just completely incapacitate you unless one of your team members takes them out. So they really encourage high level of gameplay for teams. AI, I would say, has slightly improved from 1. We were actually able to do a veteran game with just the 2 of us.
Right.
But you definitely want to be playing this with your friends or doing the quick matches.
Which has vastly improved over Vermintide 1. Finding friends and being able to play with friends or just playing with random strangers is just so much better in this through the quick play system, through the lobby browsers that are available.
Very true. And I found the community actually has been very nice. So I've been very much enjoying meeting new people on quick play matches. And when you do the quick play matches, you're getting bonuses to your XP and bonuses to loot, I think, for doing the quick play. So it encourages you to do that, and it just matches people up really quick. One of the things that we saw in that last clip that I didn't mention was the Bridge of Shadows. So now you warp back to your hometown or home zone through this big blue portal thing instead of having to pack into a tight wagon.
Now you got fancy magic technology instead of just a horse and buggy like Vermintide 1.
They've upgraded a lot. But that's not it, folks. And we could talk about some of the supposed negative elements or whatever, I guess. But I've got another positive thing that I totally love that they added to Vermintide 2. Let me show you Twitch mode. So if you are a streamer or if you have people who will watch you stream Vermintide, you can actually go into missions under Twitch mode, put it in your login, log in your Twitch username, and from there you'll see at the bottom there are these options that appear, so anybody watching your stream can vote on outcomes to happen to you during the game. They can be really good, they can be really bad, it really just depends on your audience. I happen to have a really good audience.
Questionable.
In this particular recording, they were being very kind to us.
Well, that's because, like, for the past 3 missions, they made us lose consecutively.
It's true. Oh, yeah, so Megan, Hello North, was in one of the streams, and she was not only voting, but whispering to the other people in the chat to vote for the worst outcomes for us.
Make them lose.
She was so horrible. She's
terrible.
The worst friend ever, basically. But yeah, so it encourages, you know, you're getting engagement from your audience if you're a Twitch streamer. You're playing a game that's already like exciting and live, but then you also have people contributing and making it harder or easier on you, just depending on, you know, how nice you are to your audience, I guess.
I like it because then I can point a finger as to why I lost.
Yeah, there you go. It gives you someone to blame. And so, yeah, the little pop-ups, they give you about 30 seconds, and you can see the meters filling up on either side depending on how many people are voting and who's getting outvoted and stuff. So it's such a cool element to it. It adds a whole other level of fun because now, in addition to romping and stomping and yelling and hanging out with your friends, you're kind of expanding that to your Twitch audience as well. So that got me back on Twitch, and I've been streaming a lot because of Vermintide 2.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I just wanted to touch briefly, although this is an absolutely fantastic game, I was a big fan in Vermintide 1 of the interaction between the different characters. And so when I heard that Vermintide 2 was coming with the new classes and systems, I was really looking forward to see how these characters would interact together. Yeah. And I've been just a teensy bit disappointed that some of the voice acting between the characters doesn't really play into their classes as much. So, you know, for example, whenever you play Barden, he's got you know, just his base class. He's got Ironbreaker, and then he's got Slayer, where he's just like, he's going all out. He's gonna kill everything. You know, he's trying to die gloriously. And
right, it's Berserker mode.
And his voice lines are still kind of just the aloof Barden.
Generic dwarf.
Yeah, the generic dwarf that you would see beforehand. It doesn't really play into his class so much, and so that's consistent in a lot of the characters. The elf is still the elf, and Sienna's always talking about lighting things on fire, and Solid Spire is always just kind of, you know, off kilter. But I really want to see, you know, for example, on Solid Spire when he's playing as the Zealot, he's just
You
crazy.
just sound crazy.
Yeah, he just sounds
that makes
crazy.
sense.
And so,
and they've added a whole lot of voice acting to it.
Right.
Like there's a lot more voice lines. They brought all the original voice actors back, which is great. And a lot of the banter itself is really fun in the game, but I agree. If you're gonna have the subclasses who are kind of fundamentally different temperaments,
right.
then they should probably
have those
behave
special
that way.
interactions and behave that way. Now, I will say, upon researching into this a little bit further, Fat Shark, being the awesome company that it is, has already addressed this issue and said that more voice lines are coming to the future, and it's something they absolutely have planned. So I'm really excited to see that.
They nailed it. I mean, we played it through beta, through like the late level beta in the last week, and then they went to open beta, and then they went to open game, and there are very, very few glitches, which already were cleaned up, I think, by the time we were playing live. A couple times you'll see, a rat with really bendy limbs after it's died.
There's not as many silly string rats as in
it's true.
Vermintide 1, but you'll still see a few.
A few.
I think they left them in just for those people.
Just to have the one obvious thing that people can be like. So yeah, no, highly polished game, so fun to stream. I am so glad that they added Twitch mode. I'm hoping to see that in more games, just because it again just adds an element of engagement that I really appreciate. Right. It's $29.99 on Steam, and it will be coming out for the PS4 eventually, but it's not out there yet, so sorry if you're waiting for it on PS4. Fat Shark did a brilliant job with the game. I think it's absolutely worth $30, hands down. So get it right away if you haven't already. Any other thoughts you have on it? I'm trying to think here.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I've been loving it. I've been playing it like crazy.
It's so fun. So anyway, catch us on Twitch. You can follow me at Twitch. Twitch.tv/wargamergirl, or you may see me also on Twitch.tv/mediaglitch. And then you have a Twitch as well, right?
Twitch.tv/Faerem.
And how is that spelled?
Faerem.
So you can follow him, because we'll stream together usually, because he'll guide me through all the hard missions, because he knows where all the grimoires and tomes are, and I just run around shooting things. It's so fun. Anyway, pick up Vermintide 2. Stop watching this video and go get that game. Anyway, yes, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye. That was like
a 20-minute